Hello, fellow Africans. Once again, I stand here to speak to you about Africa. We're speaking with the name of the People's Movement for African Unity, an organization that has been tasked to establish peace and justice in Africa. We want to use this opportunity to tell you about how divine forces are strongly and deeply involved in human affairs, to let you know and to give you the confidence of what will be happening. For those of you who have seen the world as just a place where we come to eat chicken and then enjoy the best of alcohol, and we don't even care to know the root of the events, the beginning and the end of events that come. We don't even know what is spiritual forces. Sometimes when you mention about spiritual forces, people see it veiled in something scary, something fearful, because the modern world have managed to destroy the spirituality of mankind, that we can no longer pay attention to the truth of our existence. When you make mention of spirit, people see you as a witchcraft, as if when you yourself, you are the spirit. You are the spirit living. Now, when we make mention of spirit, people think it's something scary, something that is going to kill people or chowing human life for this. No. That is the deception that has been orchestrated, that actually is responsible for the immoralities and the ignorance we see across the world. But there is nobody can take a significant step in advancing the cause of human destiny without the sustenance of spiritual forces. We will give a brief explanation of some events that have taken place in the world. Let us start with the people of Israel, because they are the people who have lasted as long as modern history can say. They have lasted so long in some difficult situation. They are not the most, because Africans has been enslaved for many years, starting from ancient Egypt. The continent Africa has been facing constant attack from the Babylon or all the great empires that existed in human history. None of them has ever risen to prominence without exploiting Africa. So as far as we can know, after the downfall of the ancient Egyptian empire, all empires that have been coming to Africa. So we can see it, but let's put that aside and use the state of Israel to begin. Because the Jews were attacked and taken to exile several times. The last of which was the Babylonian, the Roman Empire, that happened a few years after Christ. We know that as soon as the Jews were removed from that very land of Israel, the day they were removed from there was the day they began to think about how to return. But they have not been successful because they were not permitted to return there. We've seen that the Jews contributed a lot to the Roman world, the European world, in areas of philosophy, areas of science, in many things that make up the Roman world. The Jews' talent was there. But over the years, why was the Jews failing to return back to the state of Israel for nearly 2,000 years? They have produced rabbis because they are the people who cherish prophecy, they cherish Hermetic sciences, they have been involved in all sorts of occultic knowledge, where you can get big knowledge and try to solve human problems, whether in science or spirituality, or Hermetic sciences, or Kabbalah, or Golden Dawn, or Freemasonry. The Jews have been there searching for all sorts of means. They think it's something their curiosity can do. Several attempts they had made to return to Israel, all of them were foiled and destroyed. Many of them have come up and claimed to be the Messiah. Most of them have come and claimed to be this and that can take the people of Israel back to their land the way they are suffering. They couldn't. Until that time, when those who control the human destiny dictated that it is time for them to return. And they were just a handful of people, less than 500 Jews. They came to establish the state of Israel. All opposition to it was not successful. So it tells you how much the spiritual forces are involved in human affairs, that once they decide, nobody can say no. We see this also in South Africa. Why the people of South Africa were able to rise. Even students, children, go and stand in front of police brutality. You think if there was no spiritual forces that took over their body and mind, they could just stand up like that to go and stay in front of police to start talking about the end of apartheid? Most of them were butchered and killed, but it didn't stop it, because the apartheid was decreed that it has expired, something has to take over. That's how the spiritual forces work. We could see that in Zimbabwe. We could see it in virtual all history across the world. That when a system expires, it has to go and be replaced by something else. We see it in Russia. When the Tsarist regime in Russia expired, the communists had to take over. And to tell you this, the change that is once the change is decreed to happen, the change doesn't take permission from the existing status quo. Because nobody will ever come and permit you to take over from it, even though what they know what they're doing is wrong. They will never simply, humbly say, okay, come and take over since you have a better idea. They won't. So I'm trying to say here how change finds its way into being, whether human being like it or not. Once that very change is decreed, it will always happen. We've seen it happening, even in Cuba. When the previous government of Cuba, before the coming of Fidel Castro, was not effective, everything was not going well in Cuba, they come and take over. And once they take over, something better always happens. So whether you are aware that the spiritual forces are driving human affairs or not, that if you ignore it is part of your personal ignorance. It doesn't mean they are not there. So when we sit down and hear and telling you, we've made mention in our video that the lifespan of African governments only have 70 years since after independence to stay. And that 70-year period is called the interim period. It started in 1957 when Kwame Nkrumah achieved the independence of Ghana. And from that 1957, it's going to expire in 2027, which is 7 years' time. From there, the entire African country will go down. That is why we are tasked with the responsibility of establishing the federal government of Africa to take over from there. Because when the divine masters are planning to remove one system, they plan a system to replace it, because there will be no vacuum. Life has to function. That's how it's made to be. Those changes always come. We are making it, announcing it, because we are not coming clandestinely to come and establish the federal government of Africa. We are not challenging anybody's intellect. We are not saying the president are not correct or what they do. They were doing what was permitted during their time. It's not like they are foolish. Whether they are successful in what they do or not, they were only working with the power they are given. Like I'm saying, you cannot drive human affairs beyond what you are permitted to do, because everything is accompanied by spiritual forces. So don't be emotional about African president or African state. They are going down. Don't get it wrong. Accept it for what it is. So we have also advised you to always pay attention about how the spiritual forces are involved in the affairs of mankind. And we also advise you to comply with the activities of the People's Movement for African Unity, because we are the agent of change in this generation. We are the agent to bring about the change that God has decreed to come in Africa, just like every other change happened. And like I said earlier, change doesn't take permission from the existing power. It has to find its way. But happily, the change that is going to come to Africa does not require us to engage in a battle. Because the battle that was supposed to be engaged, we were already engaged and fought by our predecessors, Nkrumah, Mandela, Sobukwe, Kenneth Kaunda, Jomo Kenyatta, Patrice Lumumba. They've already finished with those things. So we are not actually expecting to have a problem among ourselves Africans, because we don't have to fight each other to attain a glory. That would be stupid. We just have to accept the glory the way it is. So we are not a revolutionary movement. So we announced it in advance because it's not like we are coming to take over a coup. No, it's not a takeover. Like Mandela and the ANC, they took over from apartheid. And then Fidel Castro took over, or the Zionist regime took over from. It's not a takeover. It's to advance Africa. A takeover is a change of. No, it's not to come and violently or revolt and take over. No, it's a step to advance Africa, not to take over. So we still advise anyone to comply with our demands, to follow it humbly, and once again we advise you to always go to YouTube and log on to there and see how the messages we are sending there, and get the best of the sense on how however you are capable of understanding our messages. Thank you very much.